Hey, Vinyl community, Chris Burt here. I am here to talk about my favorite albums of 2023. It was a great year, music-wise, for me. Yeah, more new music for me this year. More bands that I'm excited to see where they go than I've had in a long time. I probably since 2006, 2007 maybe. Um, but definitely in the last 10 years. Greatest year of new music for me in a long time. Um, yeah, because I found Always, the Canadian band, probably with their first record, which I think was 2013, 2014. And they seemed like a band that, yeah, the first band like that I was excited about for a long time. And I've also found Say Sue Me, yeah, within probably discovered them in 2018 or so. Angel Olsen also in the last 10 years. And other than that, there just hasn't been a ton of new bands. There's been a lot of old bands that I've like Altered Images, Magazine, bands from the 70s and 80s that I've gotten into over the past 10 years, or even bands from the 60s that I've discovered. But as far as new music, yeah, this year's been a great year for new music. So, and I'll probably mention this a lot in the video, but most of those discoveries came through Sam the douche, the vinyl douche, and yeah, I found out a lot of new music from his channel, and so I'll just get to it. I was gonna do a top 15. I probably could do a top 30. I've got, how many do I have here? 50, 60. I have 60 albums that I listen to and sort of review. Oh, that's not true because take away these ones that I didn't get to. Anyway, yeah, about 50 or so. But yeah, the ones I'm just gonna do a top 10, make it a little briefer, and then I'll go over my 15 to 11, and then just some other honorable mentions. Talk about them too. All right, so number 10, drum roll, Blues Lawyer, All in Good Time. Have a good time with Blues Lawyer. Yeah, great record. Heard about this from Sam. I bought this from everybody's favorite Sean. Well, there's a few good Sean's on in the VC, but anyway, I got this from Sean in Louisiana. Thanks, Sean. He's probably one of the only ones that will watch this video. But no, yeah, love this album. Heard about this early on in the year. When did it come out? February. Came out in February. Really poppy, kind of jangly, catchy. Male and female vocalists. It's not just the one singer. I think this guy does most of the singing. And you know what? I think it's her. I think she's the drummer, right? She plays bass. He's guitar. But yeah, there's a female vocalist in there. 14 songs. Quick 2-minute, 3-minute songs. Yeah, great record. Yeah, what else can I say about it? Yeah, check it out. That's my number 10. Here's the, let's show you this. Black vinyl with cool label. It's got the time, All in Good Time. Okay, so, and I only have 5 of these in physical copy. All of them, all of the 50 long list or whatever. So yeah, there's that. I'll try to pop up an image here of the ones I don't have. So my number 9 is also from earlier in the year. Yola Tango. I really enjoyed this when it first came out. It came out February 12th. That's what I've got. Love it. I love the first track. I found myself actually listening to just the first track a lot whenever I would put this on, just over and over, kind of repeating that, stopping it, and then just putting it back on. But the whole thing is pretty good. It's a good record. It's got these, I guess I can show you. It's a cool little inner sleeves. Been meaning to do a, yeah, so it's three sides actually. The other side, the fourth side has a little engraving, I believe. Or no, that's not right. It does have a fourth side, but the fourth side is just like an instrumental, sort of untitled, unlisted song. Yeah. Yeah, so good record. What can I say about it? It's kind of typical, what you'd expect from Yola Tango. I've heard a lot of people say that they didn't like There's a Riot Going On. I enjoyed There's a Riot Going On. There is a couple though in the past decade that have been kind of clunkers, like Stuff Like That There, I think, was one I didn't really like. And anyway, I understand that sentiment, that it is like, this is better than, it is probably better than There's a Riot Going On. But I did enjoy that record too. But yeah, Yola Tango, good record. My number 9. Number 8 for me is this from probably my favorite band, one of my favorite bands, Blur. REM and the Beatles are up there too. Yeah, it's hard to say. Probably REM is above is above Blur. Anyway, one of my favorite bands. Love Blur. Love a lot of what they put out. Before this came out, I had always thought that I wasn't a fan of I was gonna say the Magic Whip, which is their last record from 2015. But anticipating this coming out, I started listening to the Magic Whip again, and I really like that. So I fell kind of in love with that record I was getting ready for this to come out. And so, yeah. But this record, anyway, came out in July, I think, July 21st. And this copy I got this online from an eBay seller that I buy from a lot. And I got this I've been meaning to make a video about this. This, I only paid $19 for this. It was supposed to be damaged. It's got a little dinged corner. But this was like a $50. I don't know if he realized what he was selling me, because this it had like, anyway, I guess maybe that's gauche or whatever to, whatever the word is, to say how much you pay. But look, it's got this cool cobwebby vinyl and red and blue. But it also has this poster, and it came with a single. The single's over there. I'll have to grab. Anyway, when I put this in my Discogs, when I got it, it was like a $50 medium record. I was just expecting to get like a black vinyl copy. Anyway, oh, then there's this. Maybe every copy comes like this, but it's got the lyric sheets. They're pretty cool here. Let me see that. Anyway, yeah, this is really cool copy. This is one that I was too excited about this, so I just went ahead. I think I mentioned earlier, it might have been on an earlier take, because I've reshot this now, but there were albums from last year that I didn't, and even albums from this year that I didn't buy or I didn't listen to, because I wanted to buy them first and listen to them, and kind of have that album experience first, like from last year, it was Always. I'm never sure if you're supposed to say all with the V or the W, but the Always record from last year, I didn't buy until this year. And so, and there are a couple other records this year that fall into that category. But this one I was just too excited about, so I listened to this on YouTube, I think the day it came out, and didn't get this until probably September or so. But yeah, great record. It wasn't, I mean, and I was a little disappointed. It's definitely grown on me. I expected, I think somebody who, it was on somebody else's end of the year list like this, saying, and they made the point that, you know, Blur should be making sort of, I guess, old man music, or kind of lower, mellower music. And they had mellower music back in the day, but like I was expecting more noodly guitars or some cooler like riffs. There's not a lot of that from Graham Coxon, the guitar player. And it is kind of, I feel like his vocals are filling up every space. Like there's not, so I do still have some criticisms of it, but it's definitely catchy and fun to listen to, I guess, overall. Barbaric, yeah, there's some kind of downer songs, but there are, the ballad is even kind of down. St. Charles Square is kind of a more, and the Narcissist was the first release. But yeah, some great tracks on here. It sounds like, well, when my first few listens, it sounded more like a Damon Albarn project and less like a Blur thing. It didn't have the Blur sound to it, and it's still, maybe I've just gotten used to it. But anyway, that is my number 8. Probably talking too much about these albums again, but my number 8 is Blur, The Ballad of Darren. And I was lucky enough to get a cool copy of it. All right, number 7 for me is one I don't have. It'll pop up here. I can't make the pop noise. Okay, Sumos. The album for me, number 7, is Sumos Surfacing. This is a great record. This is one I heard about from Sam the Douche. I'll definitely have a link below. So check out his channel if you're somehow finding this one and don't know his. Great channel. Sumos, a band. This is their first record. They're a band from Northern England, I think, right? I forget where now. But the vocalist sounds so much like Graham Coxon. Speaking of just talking about Blur, it sounds like, yeah, he's got that. And I guess Graham is from the south. He's not from up north in England, but I don't know, why am I thinking these guys are from the north? I can't remember, but anyway, Sumos Surfacing, great record, quick. I think it's 30 minutes. Yeah, I listen to this a lot. It's an easy listen. And it's not one of those. There were a few this year where I would get through it and not particularly want to listen to it again. This is one you just listen to it over and over. Yeah, great record. I really love this. Trying to think. There's the final song is a forget the name of it. I'll put it here, but they've got an instrumental song that closes it. Yeah. Anyway, love it. Check it out. Sumos is my number 7. My number 6 is also one I don't have, and this was a late addition. I moved this up. I kind of feel bad actually putting it above Sumos, but it probably has gotten there for me. Even though let's see, when did this, I don't have a date on, October. Okay, this one came out October 13th. Got this from Sam, because I think I got this from, he'll hold up download codes on his reviews sometimes. And so I snagged this one from Sam. It is Blue Ocean, Fertile State. This one, yeah, I've had this in my ear all week. This is the one I'm listening to all the time now, and that's probably why it's so high on the list. But yeah, my favorite, the standout is probably most people, I don't know if they released it as a single, but it's the standout for me is right in the middle. Now I'm gonna blank on the name of the track. The Edge, the Reef, Glistening Edge or something. That can't be right. I'll put what I'm thinking of here, but it is really spacey, like spacey, airy. I don't know how to, I'm not great at describing how these sound, but it is very shoegazy, um, misty, uh, thick, like things are coming through the fog of like, not very, not twangy, but the guitars are echoing, and but still a lot of melody, a lot of bass lines that you can follow, and high airy vocals. But yeah, great record. I've enjoyed it a lot. Um, wish I had more to say. I do have more to say, but I start recording in my. I'm seeing myself, and I wish if I maybe that's what I think throws me off, is I'm like talking to myself literally. I'm staring into the abyss of my own face. All right. Anyway, check that one out. Blue Ocean, Fertile State. All right, top 5. Youth Valley, number 5. That'll go up here. That is a terrific record. That's another one that I've listened to a lot. Similar-ish type of genre as Blue Ocean. That with that spacey sound. It's got Cure guitars though. The guitars are definitely like the Cure, with that fuzzy background, but those sort of early Cure guitars going on. And yeah, I love this when this came out. I heard this again. This is one I heard from the guy I was just talking about, the douche Sam. Youth Valley. They're a Greek band. They're from Athens, the other Athens, as Sam would say, not the one where REM came from. This came out in July, I believe, and yeah, it snagged me right away. I listened to this a lot. It's a little longer from what I remember, but still only like 40, maybe 50 minutes tops. And it's got a couple of bonus songs that aren't on. So when I listened to it on YouTube, because I still don't have a physical copy of it, it usually plugs those other songs on, and so maybe that's why it feels like a little bit of a long record to me. But yeah, I've been wanting to pick that up for a long time, but just haven't. But I don't want to go out with you, Veronica, is probably the one that it's probably the single. It seems like I've heard that around, maybe like in the record store or something. But it's sort of it's definitely an 80s influence. Like it's dated but modern. Anyway, great record. I love it. I'm excited. Yeah, it's again first record for these guys. So this is another band that I'm excited to see where they go. Youth Valley. Yeah, I guess I could talk some more about them. I saw them do some live stuff on YouTube too. Yeah, great record. Sort of, I guess I was going to compare them to, sometimes in my head they remind me of, I should have moved on because now I can't, Tears for Fears a little bit. Cure and Tears for Fears. That's my take on them. All right, we are now in the top 4, and I'm going long, so I'm sorry. I'll hurry up here. All right, number 4. I've got this one. This one is a great record by M. Ward, one of my favorites. I wasn't too happy when I first heard this, but it's grown on me. I think it's better than anything he's done. Well, that's hard to say, because I like everything he's done. But I do think it's better than the last one, the green one. What's the green one? I really like the cover album he did of the Billie Holiday tunes that he covered. Anyway, it's good. I think yeah, I was a little disappointed because it still has got that sort of rockabilly sort of sound that he does, and it features a lot of guests. Jim James is on a track. He does this fantastic cover of Story of an Artist by, it's a song written by, oh, Daniel Johnson. Did I just see that? Come on, Bert. Falling apart here. Yeah, and he's also, Nico Case comes along. He does two songs with First Aid Kit that are really great. Yeah, all of these songs are great. Mr. Dixon wrote is sort of yeah, like kind of his more typical like rockabilly sort of stuff, but it's all, he's also got this great Too Young to Die is the lead off track, where it's just his sort of folk guitar song. Yeah, great record, and definitely grew on me. I was a little slightly disappointed with it at first. I don't know, like, it's a hard thing with just the black vinyl here, but with artists that I like, I like with Blur, I was disappointed with them at first too, and yeah, I let my expectations get way too high, but yeah, it's a fantastic record from M Ward, and he is my number 4. So my number 3 is one I've seen on a few lists so far this year. In attendant Anna, it means waiting for Anna, in French, I believe. And another one from Sam the Douche. Here's the track listing. Wonder starts out, the first song, Principia and Wonder, are probably the two best tracks on the record. Wonder is great. Fools and Kings gets a little stuck in my head and is probably the one that kind of gets on my nerves maybe sometimes. But Sean used to know his last name, but Sean referred to these guys as similar to Belle and Sebastian. I think that's a good reference. They've got a guitar. They've got a similar sound to me to the Strokes, like early Strokes. Even though I know that's a really bad analogy, there are some like similarities there for me with the Strokes. But they've got a saxophone player. I believe she's the lead singer. And some of their earlier records, they've got a male vocalist too, but not on this one. She plays sax. This guy's the guitar player. I think he plays bass and drums. But yeah, great record. It's their third, and yeah, I loved it. I thought this would be a number 1 all year, really. And it is really good. Save the sticker. There's the sticker. Some cool like marble sort of gelatiny looking stuff with the lyrics, and a red label. But yeah, I think they got some pretty good press this year, and it is a great solid record, really good. And now the last 2, I wasn't sure how to order these. I went back and forth a lot. I don't have a physical copy of either of these, but both of these bands are, yeah, I'm a big favorite. It's like, yeah, En Antena Anna. So this year already, yeah, I mean, and there's ones that didn't make the top 10 that are still bands I'm excited about for the future. But yeah, just in the top 10, we've got En Antena Anna, Youth Valley, Blue Ocean, Sumos, and Blues Lawyer. You know, totally new to me this year. Some of them it's their first album. Okay, so my number 2 could have been number 1. Maybe it should have been. I'm still like, but yeah, it's hard to make these decisions. But I went with, bing. My number 2 is RVG Brainworms. This one I liked pretty much right away. I think there might have been a little growing on me with it, but not much. Like yeah, I listened to this hundred. It feels like hundreds and hundreds of times. But also the number one record, I listened to that over and over too. But these guys, this is their third record, RVG's third record. Uh, Another band I probably said this I heard from Sam. I hadn't heard them. They're an Australian band. Female vocalist, great, just rock, like yelling and screaming and angsty, but also has some more tender or some different emotions too, some softer emotions in there, and just a great songwriter. I picked up their second record. Haven't been able to get their first record yet, but oh, and these guys were my number one a few weeks ago on YouTube. YouTube came up and showed me a list of the top songs that I've listened to on YouTube, and they were number one. The song, jeez, I'm sorry, I blank like this. It's probably hard to watch. What is the song? It's like the third. I think it's the third song. The fourth track is this song about COVID and watching a friend died during COVID in the song, in the story, and she's watching the funeral on Google Chrome. I don't want to see you go through a tab on Google Chrome. So I'm watching it. Yeah, it says they played Drops of Jupiter because they never even knew you. Yeah, that's a great song. Anyway, lots of great tracks on here. Brainworms is a heavy, like, punkish sort of song. Yeah, I really recommend this one. I'm excited of what more they'll come out with, and only number two, but just by this much. I feel bad making it number two, but my number one is Being Dead, When Horses Would Run. And this I saw reviewed by Sam and thought it was kind of silly. It was catchy. I remember even when he was reviewing it, there was a catchiness about it. But it seemed they reminded me at first of mashed potatoes. It's not the mashed potatoes, it's the another sort of similar group from the 90s, Adam Green and Kimya Dawson, their band, where they're kind of goofy and they kind of have ridiculous names, and yeah, and it's goofy, but it's beautiful too. There's some really beautiful songs on here. It's kind of silly, but there are some moments of just real beauty. I heard the digital gramophone say that it hooks in your mind. My least favorite song is God, If God Had a Bible, God versus Bible, but even that's got like a cool they harmonize at the end. It's just a quick little, like, maybe 30-second little song where it's just clapping and, like, but then these high, like, harmonizing notes at the end. But yeah, surf influence and, like, la 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 la, a lot of la la las, and the videos, really great videos. Fantastic band. I think it's their first record as far as I could tell, but they had videos on YouTube of stuff and records songs that, anyway, I don't know much about their discography. I was assuming this was their first full-length release, but it's really good. It's catchy. Yeah, and I would say even though it's weird and kind of childish, yeah, like you could compare them to, I think Sean compared them to the beat happening. They're kind of a beat happening, or that kind of childish stuff comes out. I think I better stop here. So these are the albums. This is like 10 that I had on my list to buy or to listen to. Yeah, Wilco Cousin, haven't heard that. Wednesday, Rat Saw God, that was definitely one I wanted to check out, never did. Temples Exotico, Angel Olsen's EP Forever Means, Philip Selway from Radiohead had an album Strange Dance, The Lemon Twigs, Everything Harmony, didn't hear that, didn't listen to Boy Genius, the record, The Baseball Project's Grand Salami Time, didn't hear that, and Slow Dives, Everything Is Alive. I haven't heard that because that's one that I wanted to have a copy of before I checked it out. Kind of experience it with the hard copy. Also Paul Simon's, didn't hear that. Ben Harper's, haven't heard. Jason Isbell, I didn't hear because that's another one. Well, that's not totally true. I don't think I would have bought that one. I don't know why I held off on listening to that Jason Isbell. King Gizzard, didn't hear that one. My number 15 would have been Bedroom, BDRMM. I don't know. Great record. My 14 would have been The Tubbs, Dead Meat. Another great record. My only complaint with them is the vocals. I guess that's a common complaint. I heard Digital Gramophone say that similar thing, like they're Richard Thompson leading REM, the singing for REM. That's kind of the review of the Tubbs, but a great record. Andrew Bird, Outside Problems, and a follow-up to last year's Inside Problems. All instrumental. I think there's a few vocalizations, but mostly instrumental. And that's great. I enjoyed that a lot this year. The Clientele, I Am Not There Anymore. That really great. Longer, but I don't think I listened to that all the way through many times. But I listened to bits of that quite a bit. Blonde Shell would have been my number 11, and that surprised me a lot. I didn't think I would like that, but that's a really good record. So that's my number 11, Blonde Shell. Other honorable mentions are The Weave. That's Graham Coxon from Blur is on that. And I never really let that grow on me. There were things about it I liked, but I needed more to listen to that. Gorillaz Cracker Island I liked more than I thought I would. Yeah, I was surprised by that because I haven't liked them since probably well, Demon Days really. But yeah, I only liked their first couple, 2-3 records, but let's see, Gaz Coombs had an okay album. He's with Supertramp. Wasn't great. Facts, FACS, Still Life and Decay. Not quite. It reminded me of like the type of grunge music from the 90s that I didn't like. But there was something about it. I maybe needed more time with it. Beach Fossils I enjoyed. Beach Fossils Bunny. Proto Martyr, Formal Growth in the Desert. Didn't listen to that enough. But there were parts of that I liked. I think my notes here say gets better in the second half of the record. Not a great vocalist. Guitars are the best part. Shouty voice. Reminds me of Joe Strummer. Bryce Jonestown Massacre I was disappointed with. I think his lyrics are so bad sometimes. And that's what I remember. That was one when I listened to it I didn't want to listen to again. And I just never went back to it. Maybe 2 or 3 times I listened to that. Tops. They're a band I want to like, and there's some of their stuff I like, and I don't even know why I want to like them. They're kind of an annoying band, but all right. And Ben Folds was a big disappointment for me. Ben Folds, What Matters Most. That came out in June, and that's another one that I just don't want to go back and listen to. It doesn't, but maybe I need to just to give it a second chance. Anyway, that is all I think that I'll waste your time with. Thanks for watching and sticking around this long if you did. Thanks for the videos. I love the VC. Yeah, I got a job this year. I don't know if I mentioned it in this take, but been super busy. A different job, an additional job, and So it's been a busy few months for me, but good year work-wise. And yeah, crazy, sad year. A lot of anyway. Won't drag this out anymore. Thanks again. Peace out. See y'all later.